Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks. I just made this yesterday with this process, and I thought, let's make something like this that's just totally uh, funky looking. There's what I started with. I'm just going to lead it. I'm going to grab that and hit P, put it in the center of the page. The only thing you need to think about, you need like we did yesterday, we don't have a starting and stopping point. But on this, we kind of need to. So I'm going to take the Smart Fill tool, and I'm going to fill in these four corners. That way they're all going to meet. Now I can move this out of the way. I don't know what's going on there. I can nudge that out of the way. I'm going to take these and I'm going to left click, right click. There's what we need to stay with these, and there's a lot you could do with this. You know, you could have, let's do straight lines. I did curved lines a while ago. And it did, see, it's got a little bit of an angle. And you could do curved line on one and straight line on the other. Now, what I would suggest to do to go ahead and take your virtual segment link keys, because something like this isn't gonna weld very well if it does at all. Now, here's a good example of the indexing lines. Well, I guess I'm going right through the middle. A lot of times your indexing lines won't cut through that indexing line. So now what I would do is I'd take my Smart Fill tool and fill it. I forgot one line. Take the Smart Fill tool and fill this in. And this alone might look pretty cool. We're going to make a copy of it. Let's put it over here and then hit the plus key and move one up. Let's make a duplicate, Control D, Alternate C to put it in the center. And rotate it. If you remember yesterday, we did it off at 20 degrees. This isn't going to be worth a flip. Control D and then go 40 degrees. But we're going to do you can do a lot with this. I mean, this is, you know, if you had something in mind, you could almost duplicate that in any kind of draw something like that. Let's put this back and let's change it. But what we're going to do, we're going to left click, right click, because I cannot mess up these straight lines when I'm doing something like this. So I'm going to get my 2-point line. I'm going to go from that node to that node, and you can see it's a straight line. Well, it's not a straight line, but it connects those two. Because I'm going to play around with this, and you know what? I'm going to make another copy of this because I'm going to play around with it again some more. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the spiral tool, which is underneath or the twirl tool, excuse me, and I'm going to click on the item and put it right in the center. Okay? And I could keep going. You know, if I don't like that rounded node right there, I can take that node away. Let's take that node away. Let's take that node away. As long as I don't mess with these square edges, let's see what this is going to look like. Let's take away these lines. Let's go ahead and fill it in with black. Take away the outline. Control D to make a duplicate. Alternate C to move it to the center rotation of the page, and let's rotate it 20 degrees. That would be pretty hard to reduplicate in something drawing. Still not where I would want to be. But I'm going to try one more thing. Now remember, I'm not moving, I'm nudging. And let's take a star and make it a five-sided star. And let's put it right in the middle of our item. Now this might weld. If I'm not going to use these lines because I'm not going to change it. Let's see if this doesn't weld. And it does. Well, that shows you I should have made my star bigger. So let's take my star. Holding down the shift key, it'll grow it from the inside out. Because we need to be able to visibly see. I'm actually going to move it down a little bit. That'll work. Let's just, you know what? I'm going to change my nudge factor to 0.01. And I'm going to kind of just nudge it up. That looks pretty good. Now let's try to weld it. I still don't like where my lower cavities are of the star cavities. I don't know where I've come up with some of my terminology. Let's take the whole thing, and I want to be able to visibly see the star. That looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and fill that in with black. Take away the outline. Control D to make a duplicate. Alternate C to make the rotation in the center of the page. And rotate it 20 degrees. Now, one thing about it, the star is going to stay in the same plane. But you could do a lot with this. I mean, and you don't have to have, the stars touching. The stars could just barely be touching, and they could be in the middle of that. Anyway, maybe that'll give you some ideas, and hope that helped. Thank you for watching.